Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer.
And your kitchen
Oh my
looks
gosh.
incredible, girl.
I know, I'm kind of jealous. You get to look at it while we record.
It's distracting. It's so beautiful. I'm imagining it like with everything back up on the counters and the walls. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah, I've been busy painting all weekend. My back hurts so bad. My arm I can barely lift.
Well,
I'm covered in paint.
You are. You're looking great. But here's the thing, is that I had to mention it on the podcast to give you a reason to post a picture for everybody.
Oh, well, all right.
I know, because they're going to want to see it. I want you to get it out there. It's beautiful. Like what you can do with just a little coat of paint.
Oh, not a little coat of paint. It was a lot of paint.
Multiple coats of paint and elbow grease and back paint. It's amazing.
2 days.
2 days. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm really excited. I will happily share a picture. Hopefully, by the time this comes out, I will have everything cleaned up and looking perfect again.
And I'm going to give another brag. The painting that you'll see in the picture above her sink, Erin also did that.
Oh my goodness. Well, what else do you want to brag about me for?
I'm a big sister. I've got to brag on you here and there. I mean, don't get your head too big. I'll bring it back down. I'll knock you back down too. Got to keep you balanced.
Oh, thanks.
In the middle. Well, tonight, it was funny on the way back from mom and dad's because we were together all day.
We were together. Yeah, we played euchre for hours.
I'm like, I don't really have anything to talk about. But then things kind of got a little exciting when we got home. I went out to the car to get Miles's iPad because Mother of the Year.
Yeah.
You need to lull yourself to sleep with your iPad.
Absolutely.
Love you. Good night. Going to record. So I went out there to get it. And when I came back, he is up on the counter talking to Google. And I just happened to catch a glance at what he's looking at. I said, what are you doing? He said, oh, I was just asking Google some questions. I'm like, what were you asking Google? He was like, I'll show you. Hey, Google, what does it look like when you make a baby? And I was like, whoa.
Sorry, I don't understand. But I found something related. Do you want to know how does they make a baby?
No, cancel that, Google. I do. Oh, the world we live in is so weird. That's so funny. You pointed like something.
I was like, oh, you said the trigger word.
I know. You pointed like something's over my shoulder. I'm like, what is about to happen? Your Google's over my shoulder. Anyway, but is asking, show me what it looks like when you make a baby.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow.
Thank goodness. His original question was, show me what it looks like when a baby is in your belly.
Oh,
but when he went to re-ask it, I was like, whoa, stop. Because I could tell what the picture was. The original picture was just a baby in a belly.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what? I think maybe you asked the first. He's like, oh, yeah. That's what I asked. And I'm like, but what were you really thinking?
Maybe let's ask mommy and daddy first.
Exactly. Google, if I say her name again,
you just can't
put those two words together. What if I said, Google, hey?
I've already just said, I don't know.
I don't know. Just testing out.
Yeah. Sorry to everyone at home.
Oh, I know. Just set off everybody's Googles. Oh, anyway. So funny. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't do parental settings on Google. Like you cannot ask a question if you're under the age of 10. Like don't ask to see porn on my little home Nest Google. In my kitchen. Oh my gosh. Oh, so anyway, luckily caught that. And I was like, whoa, cancel that. I don't know why that popped into his head, but we had a nice little conversation about how, you grow a baby in your belly. And then he saw the intestines and he said, wait a second. And I said, what? He was like, my brain is in my belly because the intestines look so much like, the brain. I was like, no. But so then we had to have a whole anatomy.
Your brain is full of poop.
Yeah, exactly. So, it is if you're looking up how to make babies.
Yeah, it gives a whole new meaning to shit for brains.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, we just that was our nighttime right before bedtime. So who knows what he'll dream about.
That's so nice because on our way here we were like, what are we going to talk about? We've been together all day.
There you go. There's a little filler that happened real quick at home.
Thanks, Miles.
Yeah, you can always count on that kid.
Well, I played my third, I think, Dungeons and Dragons last night.
So do you have a sword yet? Are you LARPing?
No, that doesn't happen.
But how many steps away are we from it happening?
I don't think I'm ever going to LARP. I did get a little playing piece this time.
Oh, see, it's already happening.
No,
there's props
not happening. First of all, I'm not real sure if any of my D&D group listen. And if they do, I want this to be clear that I love them very much.
Okay.
I think I like hanging out with them so much, but the game might not be
the reason why you like hanging out with them.
Yeah, like our D&D master, I think is what you call him, our dungeon master.
It's also
DM
weird.
or DM.
Don't look at me, girl. That's slide into my DM. That's what I was good to know, figure out what that meant.
Yeah. Well, he is very creative and imaginative and comes up with these intense worlds where you're like, wow, how did you think of any of that? I can't quite figure that out. I don't know. And I know it takes so much time, but the whole time I'm like, or we could
play cards.
We could play cards. We could play euchre. We could play taboo. Because I don't really know what we're doing here. But so anyways, it was fun. It's always fun to see them. But
yeah, well, I mean, like I said, you're one step away. I cannot wait till the cosplay starts happening. I'm fully in, not to participate, but to come and watch.
Okay, well, that's not going to happen. I'm going to put my foot down eventually.
Okay, I also if you had asked me at the beginning of us making this podcast, if I ever thought you would be a D&D player, the answer would be like, oh, not my sister, no. So I'm not gonna rule it all the way out. But here's the most important question. How are Mary's legs?
Mary's legs were so good, as always.
Okay, great. Just, got it. Check in my brain.
Anything that lets me hang out with Mary on a semi-regular basis is worth it.
And not just for legs.
Not just for her legs. She's hilarious.
Yes.
She makes me laugh constantly. So
nice.
Yeah, good times. Oh, are we kind of lame? Your sex story was funny. The rest, I'm like,
no, I think it's good. Okay. I think it's funny because new listeners are going to listen to this and be like, oh, so one of them's a lesbian.
Yeah.
Oh, if only. They're going to be so excited. And then,
yeah, well, here we are.
Just two married old ladies to men.
Oh. That was not planned. That's just a guttural reaction.
No. It's like, how do we end up here?
Oh, man.
But we did.
We sure did.
And we love it. It's fine. It's great.
It's great. It's great.
Yep.
Sure.
Lots of dishes in my sink when I got home. But it's great.
Men usually live less long.
Mm-hmm. And then chapter 2, baby.
Hello, chapter 2.
Hello, Mary's legs. I don't know how she... she'll be fine. She goes with the flow easy.
Yeah.
That maybe take that part out. It sounds a little forceful.
Well, I'm sure you would wait for consent. You're not just going to attack her.
I would. I mean, have you seen the legs though?
You would wait for consent, but they are nice legs.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, Mary. Again, I gotta apologize to her every time.
All right. Well, we've got some long stories.
Oh yeah. So
yeah,
my story. Go for it.
My story is long.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm gonna go first. So I am reading. We got to think of a nickname.
I know,
because we've had this author a couple of times.
Usually by the third time we're thinking of names.
Yes.
Elena Agena,
everybody. Okay, here we go. So Miss Elena Agena has written us a wonderful story. Actually, like one kind of longer one and then one like shorter one.
Ooh, all right.
Okay. Hey, my fave sisters.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, my fave Elena Agena. I was trying to think of more stories to tell you, and I remembered my experiences while working in a hospital. In 2017, I was working at a... Should I read that again? In 2000.
I thought it was okay, but now I want to say, I was working in a waitress as a cocktail girl. That's not right, though. Working as a waitress in a cocktail bar.
A bar. Okay. I want that to end with girl.
No. I was like, that's not right. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, read it again.
Then what happens?
That much is true.
Okay, but then what? Well, that doesn't tell me any of the good story.
I met you. That's when he walks
in. Okay. So
don't you want me? Okay.
He was working as a waitress?
No, she was working.
So she's singing.
Yeah, it's a duet. They go back and forth.
Okay, that makes more sense. I have not heard it in a long time. In 2017, I was working at a hospital as a CNA, certified nurse assistant, For some context, I was assigned to sit, which is being with one patient for a 12-hour shift. It's usually for behavioral reasons, but it varies. In this case, it was for an accidental propane explosion that at the time we thought was intentional.
No.
Yeah, so turns out it wasn't, but phew, that's horrible.
Yeah.
I worked overnights, and as a way to keep myself awake, I would watch and listen to a variety of media. This one night in particular, I was watching something on Netflix. I heard what sounded like paper shuffling around in the back of the room. This was a strange-shaped room since it was the original part of a 100-year-old hospital.
Ooh.
I walked back to the corner to see if there was an easy explanation. There wasn't anyone in the rooms on either side of this one. I ignored it, and the next time I was in this room to sit, it happened again. I asked the nurse if there were any neighbors this time. There was one, but they were alone and incubated. Incubated. Spell incubated.
INC?
Okay, because she puts a T. That's why I was like, incubated. I've been saying that wrong my entire life.
No. Incubated.
We're not
It's incubated.
She just spelled it wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. We might have been saying it wrong this whole time. Verb, a bird sitting on an egg. So that's incubated. Girl, I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Are you sure?
Intubated. Insert a tube. That's too embarrassing to put into any.
Brendan.
I've always said incubated.
Forever. Intubated.
Intubated.
Shut the front door. That's ridiculous.
We are learning so much on this podcast.
Oh, that's in our trailer.
Oh, I probably said exactly the same.
You really did.
Hilarious. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. You know how many times I've probably said that word in front of people?
I feel like nobody knows that. I think they just changed that.
No.
Intubated. Intubated?
Intubated. Like think tube. Intubated.
Okay.
There was one, but they were alone and intubated, which in parentheses, breathing tube. Thank you, because clearly we needed that.
Sorry, we doubted you. Who was an actual medical professional.
Exactly.
We're so sorry.
So stupid of us. And also, they're not sitting with a baby chicken.
No.
They already said they worked in a hospital with humans. We're like, oh, incubated. Yeah, that must be what they meant. Oh my gosh. Okay. So not walking around. This patient is not walking around. The patient was deaf, so they couldn't have been the second set of ears to hear the strange occurrence. So they couldn't even ask.
The patient they were sitting with.
Yeah, the patient. So like she couldn't
no
even
witness.
Elena couldn't even say, "Hey, do you hear that?" Ugh,
right.
Which is frustrating.
Right.
Not as frustrating as being deaf, though. That's all.
I'm so glad I had not had a mouthful of beer.
Sometimes I like, I flip it way too much. I'm like, oh my gosh, I said the wrong thing. And then that's going to be horrible. Definitely like, get it together. Okay, hold on. The patient was deaf, so they couldn't be the second set of ears to hear the strange occurrence. I was officially spooked and moved the chair I was in so that my back wasn't to that open area. Yeah, I know that feeling. You're like, I need to see what's coming at me.
Right.
The believer in me says it was a residual haunting, and I was hearing someone just trying to work. My skeptical side said it was maybe someone upstairs from this room that was moving papers around.
All right. That's some loud paper shuffling.
So they go on for their next story. Do you want me to debunk that one now or go back?
Yeah, let's debunk as we go.
Okay, so I think, maybe, I don't know what the ventilation system was like there, like how transparent the...
Yeah, I was going to say something, but I didn't want to give you any fuel.
I don't need you. I don't need your fuel, girl. No, but how like thin the walls are or how, close the levels are together. So that, but then also it could have just been something like in the air conditioner. Mm-hmm. And like when the air came on, it kind of like fluttered and it sounded like that, like shuffling sound, and it didn't come on all the time. It wasn't happening continuous because air, it fluctuates.
Yeah.
What's it do? It goes on and off.
Yeah. It adjusts. It turns on
It
and off.
adjusts, fluctuates. I know it does not incubate.
It never incubates. That's just for birds.
Yes. Oh my
And
gosh.
egg-laying animals, as we all always knew.
And as we have all learned tonight, in
Correct.
case you didn't, we really just did that for everybody else.
I know. I really tried to make that sound like we always knew it.
We always do it. Yeah, yeah. we did. We were just pretending to not know so that we could teach other people.
Okay. Well, while I can't say that you're totally wrong, even though you probably are, speaking of Mary, Good Legs Mary.
Oh, let's hear about Good Legs Mary.
When we were on camp staff, when we were teen leaders together at camp, I vividly remember like trying to fall asleep. I always have a hard time going to sleep in a new place. And I whispered to Mary because I was like, I cannot sleep because the fan, like it was just a loud fan in a cheap cabin.
Yeah.
But like the background, almost like the white noise of it behind it really, really sounded like ruffling through garbage bags. So I kept like jumping up to try to tell girls to go to sleep because we were like in charge of them. Yeah. And I did it like 5 times. And finally I was like, I think that's the fan making that noise. Funny. So once I told Mary, I maybe told her the next day, or maybe I woke her up. Maybe she wasn't asleep yet, but I told her that. And she was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what it sounds like. I kept thinking people were rummaging through too.
Oh no.
It was so weird. So while I want to believe it's papers, and it totally could be some kind of residual. I
want to believe it's ghost papers.
Yes, I want to believe ghost papers, and I think residual is a perfect explanation for why you would hear that. You know, shuffling papers in hospitals sounds totally legit.
Right.
I do have that very clear memory of the fan making that noise. So I'm not going to say you're wrong, even though you probably are, but you know.
Yeah, that means she knows I'm right. Okay. So, but yeah, I think that it could have just been something on that level. Okay, but then this one, let's listen to this one.
Okay.
Most recently, I was working a night shift at a different hospital and had an experience. It was so strange. I was about to help a nurse with turning a patient, and then in parentheses, changing the side that they're laying on, when the curtain moved like a person was about to enter the room.
Oh.
To give you an idea of how the entrance looks, there are sliding glass doors with a separate curtain for privacy. The curtains don't reach the floor by at least 2 feet, so when someone walks in the room, we can see their shoes. When this moved, neither of us could see feet, nor was anyone there when we pulled back the curtain. Megan, I want to point out that we also couldn't hear anyone walking up.
Oh, like so they didn't just change their mind.
My thoughts as a believer. It was a past patient or visitor just stopping by. My skeptical side says that there was a crease in the curtain since the material is stiff. Which I don't really know what that means.
There was a crease in the material.
So like maybe it was like kind of stuck together and then, you know, just gravity or whatever, like it had just kind of like sprung apart.
Okay.
Possibly. Which is what I would either go with that or like a gust of air. Like maybe somebody opened the door like they were going to come in and they didn't come all the way in, but the door opened and it kind of pushed wind through.
Yeah.
And like that bulge of curtain came through. It was like, oh, somebody's about to come in.
I just want to say that you have said the word stiff and bulge within like 30 seconds of each other. And I was trying so hard. You said stiff and I was like, I won't say it.
You're so funny.
And then you said bulge immediately after.
It is so shocking to me how much more mature I am than you. I did not think... I always thought I was the immature one until this podcast. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, I said stiff and bulge.
Yes, exactly. You said it right after.
But in this context.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Lord.
I didn't even visually react. Like my face, like I felt it say, I was like, oh,
you were very
don't
stoic.
do anything. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry.
Hot mess.
I don't remember what you said about bulge because I got so distracted.
I like that your radar went up when I said stiff. And you're like, just stop. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. The minute I say bulge, you're like, oh, I can't.
I know. It's exactly what my brain did. I was like, stop it. I'm being gross.
You're a mess. Okay.
Once you said bulge,
I said bulge. She didn't even say bulge. So, like, okay.
So who's the gross one now?
Come on, stop. Okay, I don't mean bulge. I mean like like a bubble, like well, now everything just sounds dirty.
Bubble? There's nothing dirty about bubbles.
I don't know. You can make a bubble dirty somehow.
That dirty joke.
Like, oh yeah, you can make bubbles dirty. She was the next door neighbor. Anyway, the wind a gust of wind blows, and it just blows that curtain into a nice round form, making it look as though someone is about to walk in.
Okay.
No bulge necessary. Okay. I've been racking my brain trying to think of more stories, and I have a few more to send in after I return from a trip.
Oh, nice.
Toodles. That's so cute. Aww. You used to say toodles all the time.
Yeah, I think I did.
You did all the time. Like, it kind of got on my nerves. But when she says it, it does not get on my nerves at all. As a younger sister, it was like, oh, quit saying toodles. Elena again. Not when you say it. P.S. Okay, earlier I was reading this in silence in front of Aaron, and this is the part I was giggling at.
Okay.
And it's great. P.S. I'm listening to episode 18, I'll Lick Your Nose, while solo camping in the Rocky Mountains.
Solo camping?
Solo camping.
Absolutely
Our listeners are such badasses.
Absolutely. I would never.
Oh, man. Okay. For my first time. So this is her first time.
Wow.
Ugh, that's incredible. And I almost had a heart attack. Picture it. I'm sitting at my campsite in broad daylight, and I hear grumbling. I freeze, eyeballing my bear spray, thinking I'm about to see a bear.
Wait, she does what to her bear spray?
Eyeballing.
Eyeballing. Okay, I didn't hear that. Okay.
That means like I'm going to look
No,
over.
I know what it means.
Okay.
I just didn't hear it right.
I freeze, eyeballing my bear spray, thinking I'm about to see a bear. I pause the podcast, and it stops. No bear. It was Ellie and her snoring.
No. You can hear her right now.
You can totally hear her right now. I love it. To say I almost peed while laughing is an understatement, which is horrible. Don't pee your pants while camping. That would suck.
That would suck so bad. You have to carry around pee pants.
I know. So before you turn our podcast on, this is just good. I mean, we think we're pretty funny. Clearly, that's why we're like, let's start a podcast. We make each other laugh. I mean, I've already peed a little bit. It's fine. So I'm just saying, before you turn our podcast on and you're camping, pee first.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Good, yeah.
You know what? Even if you're not camping, go ahead and pee first.
Yeah.
It's
that's
never
true.
fun to pee your pants.
No, ever. And, if you're going to listen to a scary podcast, pee first. Any podcast.
Let's just make it a rule. Before you do anything.
Before you get cozy and comfy.
This is the moms and teachers talking. We're like, you better pee first.
Go pee first. Then get cozy, comfy, and enjoy it.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Oh, Elena again.
Yes, thank you so much. It's always a good story.
We love you. You're great. Yes, always delivers.
All right, I'm going to read a story from another person who's written in before.
Okay.
Do we have a name for Vanessa?
Oh, we do. But gosh, what did I name her?
I can't remember for the life of me.
I want to say like very Vanessa, but that wouldn't make any sense.
I don't think that's it. It needs to be something about writing in again.
Oh, does it?
Yes. Okay. I'm sure we have a story. Vanessa, write in and tell us what your nickname is.
We have a story for sure.
I'm sure we have a
on
nickname.
the fence about a nickname.
Okay, so this came. This is why I love Vanessa. She took the time to draw out a map of her apartment.
Yes, she did.
Labeled it.
Oh my gosh, it's really good too.
And drew a ghost.
Holy shit! She had to have used a ruler.
Oh, there's absolutely. If you didn't use a ruler,
is that her handwriting, or did she do that on computer?
I think that part's computer.
Damn.
Okay, so
Vanessa, hold on. Now her nickname needs to be like Victorious. Just it's like valedictorian Vanessa.
You're so dumb. Okay, here we go. It says, "Hi, hello. Yes, it is I, Ron Perlman's wife, and I finally have a minute to sit down and start writing out some of the crazy experiences we've had at the apartment that I've been teasing y'all with. My partner," and then in parentheses, not Ron Perlman, but the other one, has way too many stories from before I even met him. So I'm only going to be getting into the ones that I was actually present for. I can't remember exactly how far apart everything happened, but I'll do my best to tell these in chronological order. I'm also including my attempt of making a little map. Actually, it says a lil map.
A little map. Well, that's not just a little map. That's a great map.
Of the apartment. Listen to how much we're going to lick her nose. Because some of the stories make better sense if you understand its layout. I tried to make it clear and as aesthetically pleasing as possible, But I'm not an artist, so don't judge me, Erin.
Whatever. Look at that cute little ghost.
I know. It's all like shadowed. There's value.
Yes, it's beautiful.
There's form. There's shape. I love it.
The most beautiful map I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like a comic. It's like I think it's done on a computer, but she did this.
There's color. It's great. We're going to post it, I'm sure.
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah, we'll make sure. I do want to start off by saying that while I'm pretty obviously a big paranormal believer, I'm also realistic about it. And I've never really had any experiences outside of my grandparents' house before meeting my partner. When we first started dating and I started staying over more and more at the apartment, I never paid much attention to the little noises I would hear. I always assumed it was just old building noises and the neighbors, etc. One of these examples is that the sliding closet door would constantly rattle. Not like a little shake or a settling, but a really loud, aggressive rattle. And it sometimes was even almost as if in response to the conversation we were having in the moment. I mentioned it to my partner, and I assumed it was the heat turning on, and he casually went, "Oh no, that's new. It only happens while you're here."
What?
Right?
Holy shit. But I think I would have already brought that up to her. I'm like, do you?
But he's got all kinds of experiences. He's just like, oh, this is just normal. It's just how I live my life.
Okay.
Now, remember, he's the one who was in that warehouse and there was a little girl.
Yeah. He didn't investigate enough. No judgment, but go back, investigate. Could still be a kid in there.
Right?
Oh, wait. She updated us. He did go back, and the next day there wasn't anybody in there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Forgot.
And he then proceeded to tell me of his ghost stories, which scared the absolute shit out of me.
Oh my gosh.
That's when I started paying more attention. And now, after a few years, I think I can safely say that I can differentiate between regular building noises, things coming from outside/neighbors, and noises that are coming from inside the actual apartment.
Wow.
One of the first things that happened to me when I was alone seems fairly small, but it kind of comes into play more later on. My partner used to have to leave for work at 5:30 a.m. some mornings. So I, as any normal person, would either sleep right through him heading out or just say a quick goodbye and go straight back to sleep. One particular morning, after he left, I got woken up by 3 extremely loud and clear as day knocks on the open bedroom door. It was so loud and startling, I sit up in bed with a gasp. At first, I assumed that my partner had forgot something and came back, or hadn't left yet. But I looked at the time and it was exactly 6:30 a.m. and he had to be at work. Confused, I looked at the front door, which was visible from the bedroom, and there was no shadow of someone standing on the other side of it. Either way, it was definitely 3 knocks on the bedroom door. Like, you can tell the difference. They were so solid that I thought maybe he had come back for some reason. So I searched the rest of the apartment only to find he was indeed not home. I know it sounds silly, but those knocks really had me shaken up all day for some reason. They just seemed angry, if that makes sense. I told him about it as soon as he got home that afternoon, and without skipping a beat, he just tells me, "Oh, that was probably the shadow man."
What?
He hangs out by the door. Don't worry, though. He never actually comes into the bedroom.
No, I'm sorry, dude. Like, how far into this relationship are we? Or like maybe stay at Vanessa's.
Yeah, that's a good point. Seeing as how I love spooky shit, I asked why he had never told me about this so-called shadow man before. He said he didn't want to scare me because the shadow man actually freaks him out.
Oh gosh.
You just said you not to be worried.
Yeah, don't be worried, but I'm really freaked out.
I'm really scared, but you're fine.
What?
So that was great. Super not concerning at all. Another night, we were FaceTiming while I was away, and he was in the armchair holding his phone at an angle that allowed me to see part of the hall behind him. I saw what I can only describe as a blur of white light pass in front of his face, and while I was asking him if he saw that, the light in the hallway then started flickering, and I definitely saw some kind of movement. He said he didn't see anything, but felt a hand graze past him right when I mentioned the white light.
What?
Oh, that's creepy. Some more small but mentionable incidences that have occurred include things like footsteps at night, usually between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., the armchair creaking in the other room at night as if someone is rocking in it, objects being randomly turned around or moved, for example, a big-ass kitchen knife suddenly appearing on the counter from one moment to the next.
Well, that doesn't sound inviting or...
No, don't mess with knives.
Friendly? Doesn't sound friendly.
Right. No, thank you. And we also often both suddenly jolt awake at exactly 3:30 a.m.
Ew.
That's awful. And we have no idea as to why. However, I still tried to tell myself there was a logical reason for that. And I didn't let myself believe that the apartment was haunted. That is, until the following experience.
Shit, I might have to pee before you read this.
Oh, okay. And then it says, potentially a good place to break. That's so nice of them to write that.
This is so sweet. Vanessa is like professional.
Okay, we're back. Main shorter stories is this category.
Okay.
An unexplainable story before we get into the crazy shit happened on my partner's birthday 1 year ago. I think they meant to say. On my partner's birthday 1 year ago.
They were 1 year old.
They
were
turned
so
1.
Tiny.
Oh. It was early in the morning and I was being all birthday annoying giddily, asking if he wanted birthday breakfast or to open his presents first, etc.
Aw.
That's so sweet.
She really loves him.
I do not do
That's
any
so
of that
sweet.
with my husband. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to wrap it. Do you care?
Or, oh shit. Yeah, yeah. Happy birthday. Your gift is on the way.
We had just seen his family the night before, so there was still balled up wrapping paper on a bar stool, which is set up against the counter/bar. Okay, this is where we're going to get into reference of that map, okay?
Okay, here we go.
So right when I asked if he wanted to open his presents, now or later, a big ball of heavy wrapping paper flew off of the stool towards us on the couch. And it just rolled off casually. No gust of wind there, like propelled itself.
Okay.
Now, when I say flew, I do mean flew. It didn't, look, I didn't even read that part yet. And I knew it didn't just flop off the stool. It literally flew halfway across the room. No, Megan, spelled correctly.
Of course it is. It's Vanessa.
I know. There wasn't a draft. It was February in Canada, which means it was cold as shit. And we had no fans on, with all the windows closed. The stools are also literally pressed right up against the counter. There's nothing that could have been blowing at it at that angle. See my shitty picture with arrows. That's why we lick our nose.
Yeah, we're totally gonna lick your nose, Vanessa. It's not a shitty picture.
No.
And even if it is, it's still your picture.
No.
Quit downplaying.
Oh
yourself.
yeah. No, I wouldn't lick your nose for a shitty picture. It's just you saying it's a shitty
We wouldn't
picture.
compliment it as much. But we would still lick your nose for being mean to yourself.
That's right. See my shitty picture with arrows for clarification. So that's one that's always stumped us. Okay, so counter, stool, they're way over here on this couch, and it goes propelling through the air.
Okay, so it happens in front of them.
Yeah.
So they're sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Was there any mention of animals?
No, they have not mentioned any animals.
Okay. Good. We're just gonna put that right back here for whenever we're ready to start talking.
All right. Another time when I was home alone on the couch, I suddenly heard what sounded like a dog or something largish. Not her dog, with 4 legs and claws running, not on the floor, but along the wall behind me.
Ew.
Like clear scratching on the wall, running very, very fast.
No.
Right above and past my head.
Ugh.
The bedroom is on the other side of the wall, not someone else's unit. It also definitely sounded too big to be any kind of rat or mouse.
Ew.
I shot up expecting to see some sort of animal, but absolutely nothing was there.
Ew.
I ended up chain smoking out on the balcony for like an hour.
Yes, that's what I would do.
Right?
Like, I'm out of here.
Because I was too scared to go back inside. What's even weirder is that I never heard any sound remotely resembling that ever again. And I have no idea how to explain it.
Wow.
Not long after that, my partner was teasing me one morning about being stressed that I'd be home alone with ghosts all day.
I'm sorry. You've brought me into this situation. I have given a wonderful birthday celebration.
She's now don't mess with Vanessa.
That's right. I love it.
Because we'll come for you.
That's right. We've got Vanessa's back. Come on now.
Right. Don't tease her.
Yeah. Don't tease her about being scared. You brought her into the situation and your job to protect her, I guess.
That's right.
Sorry, Vanessa. I'm sure your partner's lovely. We're just a little protective over you. Our bad.
That goes for just about all of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I said just about, but it's all of
Yeah,
you.
I can't even think of anybody I'm not. Like, that one's okay. Whatever. We didn't even edit anybody's name right there. We meant it.
That's right. Okay. Not long after that, my partner was teasing me one morning about being stressed that I'd be home alone with Ghost all day while he was at work. It was all in good fun. All right. Until on his way out, he told the ghost to mess with the plant. Wait, he told the ghost to mess with the plant we have on the couch to keep me on my toes while he was gone.
No.
Oh, sir.
No.
You know who wouldn't do that? Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman would never. Ron Perlman would come to your aid 24 hours. I mean, just like knock down a wall to get to you.
Be like, you're going to mess with my woman?
My woman?
I don't think so.
You will rue the day.
It's this big, I think, spider plant, ? With long, thin leaves. That sounds like a spider plant.
Got one in my kitchen.
Nice. I don't, because I can't keep things alive. Which,
kids,
frankly,
you keep
I keep kids alive.
Yeah, you do really well
so far.
Kids, yeah.
Well done.
Ellie, kids.
Most animals.
Girl, you got like a zoo going on.
I do. I just can't keep plants alive. Which, frankly, are more. So these leaves are, frankly, more dead than alive. So same.
Yeah.
I walk into the damn thing on a regular basis, so I'm super familiar with the dry rustling sound it makes. I'm sitting on the couch, and I shit you not, almost as soon as my partner leaves, the damn plant starts rustling. I whipped my head around, and obviously nothing was there, but sure enough, the leaves are moving as if they had just been touched. All throughout the day, that stupid plant was rustling and moving around as if it was doing a jig. And it still happens pretty often, despite the fact that it never had before until my partner made his little request. And before you say it was me, Megan, there was a drawer between the couch and plant. So there's physically no way I could have accidentally been bumping into it.
Oh, I wasn't even going to go with that. Vanessa, listen, I love you, girl. We've been together for a while, but you don't know me that well.
Yeah, well, they know you. Okay, so
I tease.
All right, next story. This next night was one of the main things that really freaked me out and made me actually scared. I was in the kitchen making dinner, chopping up some veggies, and standing at the counter that also overlooks the living room, while my partner sat in his armchair.
I love cooking shows so much. I'm like, what were you making? Tell us more.
How many ingredients?
Yeah.
Can I make it in under 30 minutes?
I'd love the recipe. Anyway, go on.
At some point, I saw him standing up out of the corner of my eye, and not long afterwards, I could sense that he was standing in the hallway on the other side of the little wall that's attached to the counter I was using.
So she's just cooking, not really fully paying attention. Just kind of halfway notices that partner has gotten up.
Well, she saw out of the corner of her eye.
Okay.
And now she's sensing he's close.
But partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
My partner is definitely a big bug.
A big bug. Well, here's your problem.
That's what it says. My partner is definitely
a big guy.
It says bug.
Okay, well, then thank you for all of the help. I don't need anything more debunking anything. You are dating a big bug, which is why everything is ruffling and sounding different ways.
Yeah. I don't know.
Where's Vanessa from?
I think Canada.
So maybe in Canada they call like their...
married a Canadian. He has never called me a bug.
Well, because you're a female. Maybe like...
Okay.
Maybe over there it's like a big lug. Maybe she meant to say lug. Which isn't a very nice thing to say, Vanessa. But
okay, let's read. Maybe it'll context clues.
Okay.
My partner is definitely a big bug, so I figured he was waiting on the other side of the wall to jump out at me. A big joker?
Prankster? Maybe in Canada that's what you call prankster. Is a big bug. Should I ask Anna? I can phone a friend.
So I figured he was waiting on the other side of the wall to jump out at me. Would that be wise while I'm holding a huge knife? No, probably not. But I could hear the coats from the coat rack on the wall rustling, along with the floorboards creaking, and I could tell that someone was standing there. Like, you know, when you can just sense that someone is behind you or watching you, how you just get that feeling that you're not alone. There was just definitely, without a doubt, someone there. I decided to play dumb and keep cutting veggies, waiting for him to jump out at me. I was eventually waiting a super long time and starting to wonder if he was going to scare me or not. So I decided to just beat him to it. I jumped out of the kitchen, waving a pepper and screaming, "Ha ha, gotcha, bitch."
Vanessa's so cute.
I know.
I love
Like a lunatic.
it.
Only
Those were her words, not yours.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, Vanessa's so cute. You're like a lunatic. I was like,
No.
oh, wait a second.
No. Only to see my partner in bed with his back to the door napping. He rolled over with a look on his face.
Why are you
Whoa.
waving that pepper at me?
With a look on his face like, what the actual fuck are you doing? And I promptly died of embarrassment.
Oh.
The embarrassment faded away really fast, though, when it occurred to me that if my partner was in bed, then who the hell was standing in the hallway against the wall 2 feet away from me, making the coats move and the floor creak? I freaked out and explained the situation to him, and he just told me it was ghosts and rolled back over.
Oh my gosh.
So helpful of you, sir.
Right?
Later on, he left for his night shift while I was washing my hair. As soon as I finished drying it, I called my friend to tell her everything that had happened because I was terrified and didn't want to be alone. Now, the wall with the coat rack where I thought someone was standing is directly across from the bathroom door. Everything seems to happen in that hallway for some reason, and I never stay in it longer than I have to. I was still in the bathroom, straightening my hair while I was on the phone, and I was also still a bit shaken up, so I had the door closed and locked. After a while, not wanting to open the door, I sat down on the floor with my back against it.
Oh.
Almost immediately, I felt this big gust of cold air creak through from under the door. I jumped up, telling my friend about it, and the door starts shaking. I can see that the light under the door is blocked, as if someone is standing on the other side. It's way too early for my partner to be home yet, so I just start panicking because it's either a demon or a burglar, and the goddamn door is shaking. My friend, equally freaked out, eventually convinces me to open the door because what else am I supposed to do? And absolutely nothing was there. Nothing. I ran to the bedroom and sat on the counter of the bed, just staring at the door in terror, while waiting for my partner to come back home at 4 a.m. Needless to say, we slept with the lights on that night. All right, and here's our last story from Vanessa for tonight.
Ooh, man, Vanessa has
I
got
know.
something good. Elena did too.
I know.
But Vanessa just like boom, 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 boom. Here's a couple more.
I know. I love our people.
Oh, great.
After that, I want to say probably no more than a week was the first time I also saw the Shadow Man.
Oh.
It was around 4 a.m. in the morning, and we were in bed cuddling and watching TV. Oh, at 4 a.m.
Man,
Good
no
grief.
kids. They don't have any kids.
Oh, that's right.
That sounds
that's right.
amazing.
I looked up to say something to my partner and immediately froze because it looked like someone was standing in the bedroom doorway. I didn't say anything because I figured it must be a trick of the eyes. So I just kept staring at it, trying to figure out what could be causing the illusion. But the more I stared at it, the less it made sense.
Ugh, it's the worst.
I know. It didn't look like a shadow that was cast in the hallway or just a random general shape. It was very clearly a person standing there, half visible and half behind the wall. Oh, that's horrible. We call him the Shadow Man, but he doesn't look like a shadow. He's just darkness, if that makes sense. Like darker than everything around him. And you can't see through him either. Just darkness in the shape of a person.
Ugh.
My partner eventually noticed me staring and went, "Oh, you see him too?
Oh.
He's been there for a while now." Shut your face.
This partner is either the bravest or the most stupid. Like, why are you still in this apartment?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, did you see the map? It looked like a nice apartment.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I mean, it was a good map. Okay, I've got a lot of questions. Keep going.
Okay. So at this point, I'm stressing because I'm not the only one who sees it. And I'm like, oh, you're messing with me because of the other day. You have to be. We're going back and forth, and suddenly the Shadow Man moves an arm, and my partner and I jerk backwards at the same time.
Oh my God.
Y'all know I try to present myself as a bad bitch. Girl,
yeah, you don't have to present.
Nailing it.
Uh-huh.
But that fully made me burst into tears. The fact that my partner and I reacted to the movement at the exact same time was enough for me to be
confirmation,
convinced. Yeah, that there was straight up demon in that hallway. And it was unfortunately not the very sexy Ron Perlman as Hellboy. Very sexy.
Makes
Love
me
it.
laugh how much references Ron Perlman. And it also makes me laugh because like new listeners again are gonna be like, Ron Perlman's wife? Kind of like we were.
Is that Ron Perlman's wife listening?
Holy shit, we're gonna blow up for you. Thank you, Vanessa.
The shadow man then, like really quickly, stepped back from being partially behind the wall to standing in the middle of the doorway. This made me scream, and my partner jumped up, rushing to go turn on the bathroom light. Oh, don't leave her.
Oof, I don't know. Turn on something.
Yeah.
Do something. Like, go into action.
Right. This apparently hadn't been the first time that the shadow man was around at the same time as me, but my boyfriend had always been trying to casually distract me or turn lights on so that I wouldn't notice and get more scared than I already was.
Oh, okay. I take everything back. That's a good partner.
This also, unfortunately, wasn't the last time I'd see him. He's chilling in the doorway all the time, usually between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. I try to avoid looking, but that's easier said than done sometimes. We just turn the bathroom light on when we see him. My partner says turning the light on makes him go away, but I think it just makes him harder to see. Ooh, harder for us to see him, to be honest.
Ooh, that's a
awful.
Horrible thought.
Yeah, that's really awful.
Ugh.
But hey, I'll take the peace of mind. My partner, time and time again, would assure me that Mr. Shadow Man had manners and never went into the bedroom.
I don't know about that. That's a stretch. Manners.
Right. But boy, oh boy, did he fuck that one up for us. Naturally, I end up telling my mom about this the next time I saw her, and she's fairly religious. So she sent me back home with some special holy water. I don't believe in that stuff, but I was really scared, so I did accept it. And I put it on the nightstand. My partner thought it was hilarious, and one night was teasing me about it. Partner, make up your mind.
Listen.
I want to be on your side.
Yeah.
I just want you to be perfect for her.
Yeah.
Waving the bottle around, going, ooh, you hear that, ghost? We have holy water now. Try to come and get us. Don't taunt.
Stop challenging.
Is your partner Zach Baggins?
Who's
Bagans?
that?
Who's Zach Bagans? We have a paranormal podcast. You don't know who Zach Bagans is?
I bet I could look at him.
You would know if you saw him. He's
like
the
dark
dick
hair
from Ghost Encounters or whatever.
Oh, like dark hair.
Ghost Adventures.
And his voice is kind of monotone.
It's like, I'm Zach Baggins and blah, blah, blah. And he, Baggins, he says it. He's so douchey. And he's like, come at me, ghost. Like, he's awful.
Oh.
He's awful. I cannot believe you don't know who he is.
No. When we were younger, I used to watch those shows. But now that I'm such a skeptic, I'm like, you could just do anything on this.
That is wild to me that you don't know. It's almost as wild as when you first told me you didn't believe in ghosts. I'm just shocked.
Okay, well, here I am. Shock and all.
Okay, so back to her partner, Zach Bagans. Let's just say that the ghost definitely took him seriously and accepted his invitation. From then on, things went from spooky ooky to batshit crazy.
What?
But I'm going to stop it here and leave y'all with a cliffhanger for now. Because this email is already way too long. Hope you enjoyed that and don't think I'm too insane. Haha.
No, not at all, Vanessa. Not at all.
Right? At least I'm leaving you with enough content for a few months. Except no, we just flew through it. We went through, powered through.
Yeah, because it was all so good.
I know. I didn't want to stop.
No. Yeah, we even talked about it at a certain point. Like,
should we stop? And we're like, no.
No, because I wanted to hear it. I'm like, no. You can't leave me on my edge. But she left it with the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Gosh, I hate doing it. I hate it going here for multiple reasons.
Okay. Then just don't. Just accept it now.
No, I can't because this is where my skeptical brain goes. I hate doing it because of one, it's scarier than if it were anything paranormal. And two, because I used to use it a lot in the beginning, but it sounds to me like you have a very twisted squatter.
Oh, man.
Like very twisted. Like somebody who has figured out how to mess with you in lots of different ways.
Okay.
Like not just your, hopefully, lighthearted, just need a place to stay kind of squatter.
Right.
This squatter like kind of enjoys seeing you both in fear.
Okay. I could support that theory if it were not for the fact that here's the scenario in my head when they're actually seeing the shadow man. Okay. They're on the bed.
Uh-huh.
And they see it move, and they're both super scared. Now, in a situation if Vanessa was by herself and knows I turn on a light, I can't see it anymore.
Right.
There's a chance that for a split second, their eyes are going to be off of that shadow. But if I had someone else in that room with me and I knew they were going to go get that light, my eyes would be glued to that thing.
Yeah, but I don't think they're actually seeing the person. I feel like this person is so warped. They have figured out a way to, if they stand in this certain spot with enough little bit of lighting, whether it's from this place or like a street light or the glow of the TV or whatever it is.
But she said it's not like just a shadow. She says we call it a shadow man, but it's not really like a shadow.
Right.
It's just
super
like complete
dark.
Darkness.
Well, I know, but I mean, can you imagine a hallway?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to also go back to my Batman story, but like the Batman house story, it looked solid black, but it was just a shadow. It was just like the denseness of the actual thing in the dark.
Yeah.
So maybe this person, and then at one point she talks about it moving.
Yeah.
So
the arm moved and then.
Right. Could have been the actual person and then like kind of moved out of view, light comes on and they're out. Or it could have just been the shadow. And this person is warped enough to play around to figure out how to get the shadow to look perfect to scare the shit out of them.
How did they only move the plant, rattle the plant within vision of where she's looking?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Fish line.
Oh, okay.
Fish wire. What is that called?
So they were like, they've got the whole apartment rigged just in case.
I mean,
they're like, well, her partner is Zach Baggins, so we better just rig everything.
I don't know. All I know is that, like the other night, I had this thought. I was laying there, just couldn't sleep for some reason, and my door was creaked open a little bit. And I laid there. Nothing had happened. But I knew that if I laid there and looked at that cracked open door long enough, I could make something come. I've said this before.
I know, but she's hearing
because it is
and
so
seeing
scary.
it.
I know, but I think that also, like, you implant in somebody's mind that something super scary is going to happen. I mean, how many times have I seen that image of a cracked door and something's going to happen? Like there's going to be an eyeball that's going to like look through, or there's going to be like a demon on the other side of that. It's like been ingrained in my head.
Yeah.
Through a million horror stories.
I've never been afraid of a houseplant other than the fact that I know I won't kill
it. But also,
it.
You never had anybody challenge a demon to move a houseplant. And this
that you know of.
No, well, that's true. That seems like a very specific thing. And it also seems like this partner has really kind of planted seeds left and right. And in my theory, it's because these seeds are coming from some sort of squatter of some sort. And this partner has lived with the squatter for many years to the point where they've just accepted it, which is the strangest part of this whole story to me. Which leads me to my other question, my original question.
Okay.
Does the partner believe that they are haunted? Like wherever I go, this happens to me?
Yeah.
Or this apartment, since I've moved into this apartment, these are the things that have happened to me. Because if that's the case, then that backs up my theory. I feel like maybe it's a former tenant, or it's somebody who knows the building really well, or it's somebody, a voyeur, it's somebody who has evil intent, unfortunately, but is doing things to get a rise out of you all. And the plant is something a little bit separate. Like it is more so kind of Inception, kind of like it was that seed keeps getting planted and then he goes and he challenges something.
Okay. All right, fine. What about that ball of wrapping paper that flew at him?
Well, okay, originally my idea was like, do they have a cat? Do they have, and I don't know. She never said. But then of course I was going to go funny with, well, the squatter has an evil cat too. But that is ridiculous. But if we are going to go with somebody who has evil intent, that could be set up in some way to really scare them. Like I'm going to show them something that's going to be like a visual that's going to scare the shit out of them.
I feel like your way is too far-fetched.
more far-fetched than a demon from another world.
Yeah.
Coming into this universe.
Yes.
That sounds like a lot of fucking work.
It sounds like in order to, like, I'm going to exactly figure out how to propel my shadow here, project my shadow.
I mean, that would be whatever. People do huge productions to get the same rise out of people. I mean, people have made prank shows after prank, and every time it's a prank show, it's something to do with something paranormal to scare the shit out of them.
Not every time, but still.
No. Most of the time it is.
I think
so.
A demon explains it a lot more easily.
Your squatter is a former producer from
Dax
one of these
Shepard.
pranks. Dax Shepard is your squatter.
Long
There it is. But no, I don't know. I just still think it's something in human form that is in some way. And it could be like a blend of the two things, like a blend of like somebody being real, but also because they're doing all of these super scary things, your mind is expecting all of these super scary things to happen. So a lot of it is then your imagination to start happening.
Yeah, I don't think so. But okay.
I know you don't think so, but there it is. Like, that's what I think that maybe it's time to move.
Yeah, I do think that for sure. That we agree on.
Okay.
And I mean, just maybe tell a partner, you better shape up. Because I need a man.
You beat me to it. Like, wait a second. I've heard this.
And my heart is set on you. You just don't get musicals the way I do. It's
no,
fine.
I don't.
All right. Well, I think it's time for a fan favorite.
It is. But first, Vanessa, I mean, killing it. Please don't leave us on the edge of our seat for too much longer.
I know.
Okay. So this week's fan favorite comes all the way to us from Oregon.
Okay.
I know. How exciting is that? And this is, I don't know that you would know this person by name, but I just kind of noticed, I've been kind of looking for Facebook, like people who have been really vocal on Facebook, and they stuck out to me. So this is Laura, and, I gave my whole spiel, and then I love the response. What awesome. You ladies rock and have seriously helped me get through this pandemic/crazy time.
Oh.
And then, of course, I said a little heart because I love the little heart emoji. And then Laura said, I honestly don't have anything that jumps out, but I'm a medical coder. This is fascinating.
Okay.
And we are in scary, scary times right now, as we all know. But when they started telling me this information, like, yes, absolutely, let's get this out there.
Okay.
So I'm a medical coder and have already seen reports of women of childbearing age being denied prescriptions. So I would say either the Mark Cuban's website or Planned Parenthood could use some support. Here's a couple of videos that shouldn't get normalized. So they go on to give me multiple videos. I don't know. Yep, multiple TikTok videos with very valuable information. I'm like, and we will post all of them.
Okay.
Wow, such scary times we live in. This is great to inform our listeners about. Thanks again for our support. That was me. And then they go on to say, and here is one on Mark Cuban's company. It's so nice to see a billionaire doing something other than trying to go to space.
I know Mark Cuban.
Okay.
He's all over TikTok.
Okay.
Because he has started a pharmaceutical company that just sells dirt cheap pharmacy.
Yes.
Like, because he can, because he has enough money.
Yeah, that like, here, let's help out people who are struggling.
Yes, absolutely.
Struggling to get basic needs met.
Ridiculous.
That's the most insane part to me. Like, prescription medicines that will keep you alive, that will make your life, like, the world we live in. Okay. Anything to do right now with women's rights that is, validated and that is credible. We definitely want to give information to, and Laura sounds like a great source. She's in the medical field herself. So we will definitely promote these two TikTok videos that give us a lot of information.
And donate to Planned Parenthood.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Okay, so thank you, Laura. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for everything you did. I'm going to finish up talking because I forgot to look up how to say goodbye. So take it away, Erin.
Okay, if you would like to support our fan favorite, please check out those TikToks. You can also donate to Planned Parenthood.
Or Mark Cuban.
Yeah. But Mark Cuban, I'm like, you
Yeah,
sound
he
like you
don't need
got
any
it.
money.
You
He's
got so much
this.
money.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank
That's
you,
true.
Mark Cuban. If
It's
you
like-
would like to follow our podcast, you can go to www.myskepticalsister.com where you can find out how to become a Patreon. You can get a sticker. You can join our movie nights. You can also find out about how to get merch yourself. You can find out about our live shows. We have one July 14th at Third Turn Brewery in Oldham County.
Oh, it'll be so fun.
I know. I can't wait.
This week.
Oh my gosh, don't talk about it yet. I can't think about it.
I love it.
You can also go to the contact page to see how to write in directly, and you can find our P.O. box there, or you can go to myskepticalsister@gmail.com and write your email in there if you prefer. We are on social media at TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and newly Reddit.
Hello, Reddit users. Now, good luck finding us.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think you did change the name, but
I tried to.
I think you did. I think it just took a minute.
Look at me go.
Please rate, review, subscribe. If you have not done that yet, I can't tell you how much it helps. You do that to any of your favorite podcasts. You should rate, review.
Yeah. And not all your favorite podcasts have fan favorites, but we do. And that's a good way to get to be one.
Right. And if you have any friends who like either scary stories or lots of banter or ridiculous tangents or sometimes dirty
jokes from time to time.
Yeah.
Innuendos if you in your window.
You just let them know about us. How about that? All right. And I think that's just about everything, right?
I think so.
All right. And remember, guys, we're going to do our movie night a week late this month. So thank you guys, and we'll talk to you next week.
While far. La 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 la.
One particular morning, I'm getting so good at that word.
I know. Listen to you. Next, it'll be intubated.
Intubated. Did you say incubated again?
Intubated. Eloquent Elena.
Yeah. You say eloquent?
Yeah, starts with an E. Eloquent.
Yeah, but we need something that's like back again.
Elena, Bobena, Banana, Fana, Fofena, Me, Ma, Momena. Elena.
That is not a nickname. That's just
I know. It's just I was trying to pick out one of those words in there that like Elena Fena. That's not Fena. Oh, get it out, girl. Make poor Elena scared again.
Elena scared again.
Poor Elena scared again. Oh my gosh, Aaron. Sorry.
You're fine. Is that font little? Just kidding.
Aaron Taylor.
Just kidding.
Swear.
I'm just kidding.
Goodness. Okay. I was about to help a nurse with turning a patient. Damn it. Maybe I do need bigger font, Aaron. Okay. Fine. I just flipped the phone and now it's bigger. Let's see how good I do now. Hopefully I'll just keep messing up. The curtains don't reach to the floor by at least... See, look, I messed up. It's not the font. It's just that I'm a bad reader. Yes, I've always known that.
It actually says sacred, but I'm pretty sure they meant scared.
That's right. Incubated. Intubated.
Maybe it turns out they meant sacred.
Oh, man.
Partner was teasing me about one more. Oh, my gosh. This night, you
need the font bigger?
Shut up.
Just say.
You need the font bigger?
You need the font bigger? Was that better?
Yeah. Hold on. What else was I going? Okay.
I don't know, but I love that. Like, my first one is I just typed in how to say good, and my first search is how to say goodbye in Sasquatch. That's what I... No, I looked it up one time. I didn't get very far, but it's fine.
Weird. How would anyone know that?
Sasquatch researchers, scientists probably know.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Lord. How would you pronounce HWYL?
Can I see it?
While. Fly.
I don't even see it. While. I wouldn't pronounce that. It looks like a typo.
While fall. Don't make me laugh.
Can
It'll
you-
be so bad.
Can you
Yes, I can.
check
but
the spelling
I gotta
or the?
pee. It's
Okay.
the spelling is not wrong. It's
Okay.
Welsh.
Okay. H
Oh my
W
gosh.
F L.
HWYL and then space FAWR. Oh my gosh, you gotta hurry.
Okay. Just say it.
Lord, if this video is 12 minutes, I'm not gonna
It's
last.
3. Whale flower.